to be able to deliver that to other people and see the joy of what that brings on other people's faces, and it's lovely to see other people achieve, whether that be things they dreamed of or whether that be just something that they want to enjoy as a hobby. You know, it's lovely to see.
Well, dance has been a large part of my life since I've been 4 years old. Then I became a professional dancer. Once I'd given that job up, I opened my own dance school, ran the dance school for over 40 years.
It's always generally been something that people have chosen to do. You know, it's not been forced upon them. People have chosen to come to the class. So knowing that you're doing something that people actively want to be part of is really good. And seeing the benefits as well, you know, when people come along to class and to begin with, and this is all age groups, all different kinds of classes, but often when people first come, they may be a bit vulnerable, a little bit shy. You know, there's something about dance that requires people to put themselves out there.
But for me as a dance teacher, sowing that seed between moving the body and listening to music is one of the most amazing gifts that I can give. And it gives me great sense of warmth and pleasure to see pupils progress and grow within themselves, gain confidence while learning the art of moving the body simultaneously to music.
To me, it means making people happy, giving them something that they enjoy, and changing people's lives through enjoyment, smiling, being with people, and just generally having a lovely time.
Absolutely, yes. I teach people of all ages, so right from very, very small children, they benefit from being able to move. They have a lot of freedom of movement, but also with that comes strengthening. So as they maybe learn a little baby ballet class, for example, they're learning to control their limbs, they're learning to control their joints and control movement. We have an over 50s, like a dance and tone fitness class, and the oldest people in there are in their 80s. So many of them have mobility problems, many of them have had hip or knee replacements. They've used the classes to help aid their recovery.
Yes, definitely. Things like improved coordination. Quite often you see people, they will walk naturally, but you try and get them to dance and they use the wrong arm with the wrong foot. So coordination is quite a big thing. Spatial awareness, I think, as well, that you're aware of what other people are doing around you, so you're not going to get in their way. And obviously the physical things, it's good for posture, improves posture, obviously improves muscle strength, and stamina. You really need some stamina to keep going when you're dancing.
When you see that something has clicked, you know, when like a coordination or a combination that we're doing, that they really kind of, oh yeah, I've got that. You know, there's nothing quite like when someone realizes that they've made progress, you know, and you can make that connection. Being able to be part of people's everyday lives that they look forward to, and that, you know, like I say, brings them pleasure and brings them progression, and to be constantly learning, because that is always, you know, to keep the mind active and the body active at every stage of life is so important.
The many physical benefits that dancing can provide. However, equally, there are lots of benefits that are less visible. For example, the positives it can have on our mental health, or even the development of the motor neuron skills and coordination. I actually teach somebody that has complex disability and could hardly put one foot in front of the other, let alone dance, and now he loves to do ballroom and Latin dancing.
Fun and enjoyment will get the next generation moving, and we know that to do well at school, you have to have friends, you have to have good friendships, you have to have a support mechanism. And as the children are coming out of their bubbles, they need a way to re-engage with their friends. And what better way is there through a dance class? You go, you meet people, like-minded people who enjoy doing the same things that you're doing, and they stay and remain friends for life.
Well, while so many teachers had to rely on technology to keep children educated through the pandemic, it just wasn't the same as being able to see each other face to face. You're able to read certain facial expressions and body languages that are all vital communication skills and allows children to interact with others, gain confidence, improve on how to mix with other children.
If I can give an instant, locally where I am, we did a little competition during lockdown for children to do a poem, or they could do a drawing, or they could do a montage of whatever, and we had some really interesting replies, and one of them, their last bit was that they're thanking the Dance Academy. It says, for keeping me sane, for carrying on and getting me through this pain. COVID-19 has been a nightmare. Thank goodness for my family in dance, for just being there.
Very, very important indeed. I run a big studio, and volunteers are the backbone of how we can operate as a company. Obviously I have a paid staff, but I also have a large number of people that give up their time when we have big events, such as big exam events every year. We have a big show that is done at a theatre, and everybody that makes it happen is actually volunteering their time.
There's always volunteers working with these organisations, and I know that they are absolutely invaluable. I asked Patrick at Paradance, in what way would respond to a question like this about volunteers, because he does a lot of the engagement, and he said they're absolutely essential, and that people should always, when you're running organisations, do reach out and ask for help, because there's such a wealth of talent out there, and people are really willing to give their time. He recommended some sites like Reach and Do It, talking to your local volunteers service. He said absolutely. So many of the organisations I work with wouldn't be able to do half the things they do if it weren't for the volunteers, so they're very much appreciated.
I personally would like to see, or would like to encourage more men to dance, and when faced with their peers, not to be ashamed that they dance, as it's such a shame that we live in a world that moving your body to music is seen as a feminine thing to do.
So the focus needs to be on creating a lifelong passion for movement and dance, and once we've done that, people will know the ability that it has to make a difference to health and well-being. More needs to be done to recognise the professionalism within movement and dance, because everybody can dance and there is a dance for everybody. They just need to be given the opportunity to find it.
Firstly, the people that might need persuading should probably sort of ditch the preconceptions of what a dance class is like. I always find, if you haven't been to a dance class, dance teachers in TV and films are always portrayed as terrifying. They're always like have a big stick and they're, come on everybody, what to do? We're not like that in real life, I promise you. We're very nice, we're just normal people. And like Paradance, certainly their motto is everyone can dance. And I always say this when people say to me, oh, I've got 2 left feet, whatever. There's always something that you can do.
As I say, it's the joy of movement is the biggest thing. And they talk about endorphins and stuff, and it is very, very true. You do get that nice rush out of doing that kind of level of physical exertion, as well as the joy of actually learning something that is fun to look at and fun to do, fun to see, fun to hear if you're tapping, for example, as well. And I think it's been really nice that people have developed confidence you know, as a result of movement and dance, and whether that's physical confidence, mental confidence, or both.
I think it's easy for myself, who has spent the majority of my life in a dance studio, to just sit back and list the many benefits of movement and dance can offer. But my understanding is that so many people carry so much fear and anxiety before attending a class, which is probably why they haven't done so already. But if they could just overcome this, I'm 100% sure that they wouldn't look back.
I think it is like a big family, and it's not just a case of learning to dance. You get the other benefits as well, friendships that probably last for years and years and years. So it's just a big family, a nice cuddly thing.
Because it's fun, because it's enjoyable, because you'll make new friends, because you will get hot and sweaty, and you'll just have a lovely time being yourself. Because the whole thing with going to a class is that you leave your troubles at the door, you've got music, it lifts your spirit, you can sing, you can have a nice time, and when you leave, you feel better.